Welcome everybody to the lead generation formula. Learn the quadrant to become a lead generation machine overnight. Okay, so for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to teach you everything I know about generating the lowest cost, conversion ready, seller leads, and buyer leads on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to show you the 4 principles I call the quadrant of lead generation. And this will allow you to become a Facebook and Instagram lead generation machine overnight. How does that sound? Sound good? If that sounds good, yes in the chat feature. But at the end, if it's okay with you, I'm going to share a strategy that will not only 10x your results, but allow you to launch proven, tried, true, and tested buyer and seller ads within seconds, and it will save you hours of time and keep you out of what we call the labyrinth of frustration and confusion, aka the Facebook ad manager. Sound good? Write a yes in the chat. All right. Now, I'm going to quickly tell you about me. There I am on the left-hand side. And I have a background in marketing. I came out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, California. Got my real estate license in 2007, and the market tanked, so I shifted into what came supernatural to me. I played collegiate football and semi-pro, and the next best thing I could do was become a personal trainer and actually a CrossFit coach. So I did that for a few years, and then in 2015, serendipitously, I met John and Steve at Starbucks. They are the co-founders of the company. Those are the 2 guys surrounding me in the middle. And they hired me and threw me in the fire cold calling realtors. Now, Street Text, the name Street Text really comes from our start with textable sign writers. If you guys remember those textable sign writers? That started in 2009, but in 2015, we made the shift into Facebook lead generation and never looked back. And I'll tell you, it started like this. I would cold call the real estate agents with something that sounded like this. Hey, this is Marcus from Street Text, just looking for 30 seconds of your time. If you don't love what I have to say, you can hang up on me. We have a proprietary Facebook lead generation funnel that will literally get you seller leads overnight. How does that sound? And it did, but it would take 30 minutes per realtor to build this ad and marketing funnel. And fast forward 7 years later, we have a solution that delivers a Netflix of on-demand ads and marketing funnel templates that really can be deployed in seconds, and I will show you that feature shortly here. But that is fast forwarding today. So yes, fast forward to today, we have launched many ads, 125,000 plus to be exact, and 5,160,000 leads have come out of that with our clients. It is beautiful to see what has happened, and more importantly, we've aggregated all this data so that it is so easy for you to figure out how to unleash that lead generation formula that we're talking about. So I'm going to sum this up real quickly. You want to open up the lead generation formula. You want to talk to conversation ready seller leads and buyer leads overnight so that you launch those ads, you wake up, and these are people that are saying, talk to me. I'm going to show you how. It's 4 simple steps, 4 simple principles that we call the quadrant of lead generation. So, step 1. Well, what I'm going to have to emphasize is there's one step that I believe, or one principle that in this quadrant, one pillar that commands it all. It is ad creative. 70% of your success is right there. The ad creative that you use. And it has to be organic, and it has to be native to your area. And let me just tell you, Facebook and Instagram requires a 15-mile minimum radius. So what that means for you is that you really have to consider the image is local and organic to that particular region. I'm going to show you some examples there, but don't use stock photos. I promise you stock photos are not the way to go. It's not the beautiful blue little house with the white picket fence. It actually comes down to using homes for sure, but many images that you wouldn't think to be the typical image that you would use in a real estate focused ad. It's going to come down to things that are local, landmarks, and features that I'll show you that can really highlight that. It doesn't have to be this perfect resolution shot either. I've seen grainy photos that work so well, because when you're having people scroll down their Facebook feed, you know, let's do it right now. If you just clicked on your Facebook app, okay, and if I go to my Facebook app this moment, and I just open it up and start scrolling, okay, this is the social dilemma. This right here is everything for you, because if you understand this is where your clients are and they're spending hours upon hours a day, especially in this era, in the pandemic era, what you got to realize is that when they're going through and mindlessly scrolling, it's this picture. It's the image itself. It's a still image, a static photo that stops that scroll for that moment. And they say, oh, I know that area. And then they read the text quickly and consciously decide to click through. And that in that moment is everything. And video, by the way, I know you guys are, some of you are thinking, but what about video? Video is perfect too. Video ads are amazing for retargeting and remarketing, and that's a whole nother subject. Today we're talking about how to unleash the lead generation formula, and that becomes down to the static photo, creative ad image being local and organic to that particular area. Okay, and I'll show you some examples there shortly, but really solidify that in your mind. This is going to be an amazing experience for you if you get this, because guess what? You can go test this yourself right now. If you have any experience on Facebook and Instagram in that labyrinth of confusion of what we call Facebook, and by the way, it's tough, right? There's 11 marketing objectives. How do you even know where to begin? I'm going to show you something quite simple that'll make this easy for you. Number 2, ad copy. So ad copy is what surrounds the image itself. And the ad copy has got to be simple, straightforward, to the point, you know, call to action, right? Simple, easy, short, and straight to the point. What's your home really worth? Learn our top tips for anyone thinking about selling their home. They may not be what you think they are. Early notification list. Be the first to receive a list of condos in your areas under blank. That type of simple call to action. Find the value of your home. You know, get the top 12 things to do before you sell. Looking for a home in your area. And I'm going to show you many, many examples and many more. But the point that I want to drive home on this is that ad copy is a byproduct of that beautiful, resonating, organic, native image that you're using, and then the simple call to action that surrounds that ad copy. Okay, and I'm going to show you some quick examples. The split test. Now, this revolutionized our production on the lead generation side. When we understood this concept and this concept alone, not only did that ad image and ad copy explode, but you could find out within a 48-hour window which audience was going to be the audience that you would continue with that ad performance. Now, by splitting the test feature, it changes the game for you. You are not just hitting one ad at a time. You are hitting at least 3 ads of the same ad copy, of the same ad image, okay, of the same targeting. I know, this sounds crazy. Why would you do 3 ads at the same time? And some people actually aggressively do 5. It's like going to the blackjack table and saying, I want a 21. And so if anybody's played the game of blackjack, you sit down and you know, you're competing against the house. If you play 3 hands or 5 hands against the house, your likelihood of getting that 21 explodes, right? Similarly, this is the split test feature. So what does that even mean? What does that even look like? Well, I'm going to show you some examples shortly. But what happens is that Facebook has this algorithm. We call it a relevancy score. And within the first 500 people reached, it is going to find like people. So 15 miles is pretty big. In some cases, that's millions of people in some, you know, metro larger areas. So how does it find that perfect sample size that you're looking for? How does it find the quantity of leads that you're looking for and the quality of leads that you're looking for? The split test conquers that, because if you launch 3 of the same ads with the ad copy, the ad image, the same targeting, and I'm going to show you this example so it becomes driven in your mind. what happens is that Facebook is randomly deploying that like a shotgun into that 15-mile radius area. And you wake up in the morning and you could have some leads coming in, but they're in outskirt areas. And you could have a really great click profile, cost per click profile. You could have spent $10 on one ad and it's given you 5 leads, but these are all leads within that 15-mile area that you would not like to serve. Maybe it's in neighborhoods you wouldn't want to be going to. But then the same exact ad, for some reason, starts the click in your preferred neighborhood, in that particular area that you love, in your backyard, in that higher end market. And you'd gladly let that algorithm continue because it's driving more leads in that neighborhood, even though it's half the leads that you're getting in the outskirts. Hard to imagine until you experience, but trust me, the split test feature changes the game. A/B testing. A/B testing is the ad creative. It could also be the ad copy. But let's just say I use an ad that typically is really popular, the home value ad. And one of our favorite ones is, what's your home really worth? Enter your address to receive your home value. Now, the way to A/B test that would be saying, okay, I'm going to launch it real quickly with a split test with this map on the left. It's a little lighter map, and I'm going to launch 3 of those. And maybe you decide, hey, I want to A/B test this as well. So I'm going to go back to that same funnel, the what's your home really worth, and I'm going to pull in this satellite image all the way to the right, same exact map, but a different view of it. And I'm going to split test that. That's called the A/B test. When you change just one thing, whether it's the ad copy or the ad image, you've now created A/B testing. So the split testing and the A/B testing will be this beautiful synergy that you'll see, able you to find that perfect audience, quantity and quality of lead flow that you're looking for. Now, I'm going to say, Linnea Carver, one of my favorite peeps, she has collected 700 seller leads in the last 6 months using this exact formula. 12 total appointments since July, 9 of those sellers, 3 buyers, but one of those sellers is also a buyer, and she's also getting referrals from this. And this is all using this concept that I'm about to show you. So I'm going to actually take you into the experience of how easy this is, because you could do this yourself, and surely you should try it if you have any background with Facebook, and put this to the test. So it's not just you needing this software. Although I will tell you, the street text solution that I'm about to show you, you get a trial for, and that trial link I'm going to send to you quickly here in the chat feature. But what I will tell you, it unlocks this within seconds. So rather than trying to figure it out for yourself, you can simply go into these templates. And the beauty about these templates, by the way, as I was alluding to being the Netflix of lead generation for you, is that if you just hover your mouse over this stuff, when we told you we've launched 125,000 ads, well, we take all that data all across North America and then we pull it into this template. And now what that means is you can see this last month alone, because we updated every month, 5,440 people are testing out this particular ad and averaging a $3.23 phone number. So that makes it super easy to figure out where do you go depending on what you're looking for and what type of lead you're looking for. Since we're on the topic of sellers, I'm going to go into what I believe is going to be one of your favorite seller lead generation techniques. So let's take this what's your home really worth, enter your address to receive your home value funnel. Now you could try to do this yourself, but what I'll tell you is, imagine you had this opportunity to say, I want seller leads and I want it now. All right, how easy could it be for you? Well, number one, what I would recommend is that we find a cool image in your local market, and you can upload your own images. And I tell you, you probably should, but here's what I'll recommend. I'm gonna go pick one that I know has worked really well for Linnea, and I'll highlight this in a second here. This is just a image that she zoomed in. She uses KV Core, and she picked the price point because it's a kind of a cool way to understand, hey, I know I got to do 15 miles, but I really want this particular 3 to 5 mile radius. It's really my bread and butter. Bonnie Lake, Lake Tapps, this is in Washington. It's a higher end market. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to say I only want homes showing up on this particular area that are over 800,000. Okay. And so what she has done is she's created an image that's really going to resonate with that 3 to 5 mile radius. And this is a kind of a cool technique that you can use to test your own market. Now, we solidified the image, which we know is 70% of the equation. We've got the ad copy already set up for you, so you don't have to think about that. It's already done, right? And now we just click next. We drop the pin. The drop the pin feature is really just highlighting, if I go to Bonnie Lake, Washington, and I show you this quickly, this is just highlighting that 15 miles that we were talking about. Okay, so the 15 miles now, it shows me, oh, I can drop this pin in Bonnie Lake, but I know Facebook is still going to show it to Tacoma and Federal Way, to Kent, all the way down to Fairfax, Cumberland, and so forth. So I have to recognize that. So that's why I've tweaked the photo ever so slightly to make that realize, hey, Facebook, I actually really want this area here. Even though you're going to show this to 15 miles, this is how we kind of hack, quote unquote, the algorithm a little bit. But once you solidify the targeting, you click done, next, and then you have the split test feature. Okay? Now I know Linnea typically starts around $12 a day on that, and it would be $36 a day, but she'd only be doing that. So here's the power of the split test. Okay? I know I was driving it, you're trying to figure it out as I was going through it earlier. But as we launch this and we deploy it to Instagram as well, and we launch 3 of those at the same time, what actually is happening is there they are, right? They launched, boom, 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 to Facebook. And what Linnea has done is she let them all compete against each other for about a 48-hour period. And you'll see, we keep you out of that labyrinth of confusion and frustration. We make it super easy, because what we want to really communicate to you is that if you're going to go put money behind an ad, it comes down to how much am I spending and what is my cost per lead. And that's the only thing that really you should drive home, especially this one. What is my cost per lead? So she did that, and she let them compete. And then what you can see is that this ad spent $25, so she let it compete for a few days. 6 leads, 6 of these leads at $4, and only 1 provided the full contact at $24. Okay? And so she's like, this is not really my thing. I turned that one off. Similarly, and a great cost per click, $1.55, right? But the click to contact ratio is a little bit low. 16 clicks, 6 of those produced a lead. We want to see that at least at 50%. So that's why we turn that one off. This one right here, again, a little bit lower, 16 out of 49. So she left that on for a little bit longer because it was getting a great cost per click profile. Now, $3 leads, so cheaper leads, $11 full leads, and the drive is this was doing good. This is why she kept it on. But then in comparison, she had this ad that kept on crushing. $2 leads. More than half of those, like 60% of those clicks were becoming a lead at $2 a lead, and then full leads at $6. Same exact ads, 1, 2, 3. For some reason, this algorithm picks up and she leaves this on indefinitely, and even drives that ad budget a little bit higher. So I hope that really helps you understand the power of the split test, launching 1, 2, 3 at a time, and just letting them compete long enough to see the clear emerging winner. And then with that being said, you will have this beautiful button while you're launching three of those ads. When you go to the show leads button, it takes you right to those leads as they're coming in to your dashboard in these contacts. And now you have a good idea of why she's kept that on, because they're preferably pulling in more information in the areas that she desires, instead of, out there in Tacoma, hey, right home in the Bonnie Lake and surrounding taps areas that is really important to her. And then you can see there's beautiful stages, talk to, personal notes, CMA scheduled off, appointment, listing contract, all that stuff. She has these amazing workflows, and that's a whole nother subject that we'll choose at a separate time, but you get access to. There's this beautiful HomeBot integration. There's tags you can throw on it to integrate seamlessly into the CRMs you're already using. And yes, it's super fun when you consider the experience. Now, you can only imagine if someone clicks on an ad, and we're talking about unleashing the seller lead gen at the moment. They enter in their information. So imagine I'm scrolling on my Facebook feed. I'm doing what I do. I'm bored. I'm just entertaining myself. I'm laughing at my friends' updates. I'm looking at these posts, and then all of a sudden I see this, and I all of a sudden say, oh yeah, that's my area. Click. I want to know what my home is really worth. Oh, all I have to do is enter my address to receive my home value. So the moment they do that, you're seeing this on a desktop, but they actually go into this is happening usually on their smartphone. So they click on it, and as soon as they click on it, it doesn't feel like I'm being taken somewhere else, like a clickbait. I'm actually seeing the same image I saw in the ad, so that experience is congruent, and then I'm clicking analyze my property. So I go 133 Glen Ridge. Okay. Now when I do something like that, I'm just gonna quickly, let you know it auto-populates it, so it makes it super easier as those people are doing it with their thumbs on their phone. And they just click on their address, click analyze my property, and this is where the rubber hits the road, because at that very moment in time, it's actually being saved as an address only in your dashboard. There I am right there, okay? It's saved right there. To become a contact, the next step happens. They have to click on this little box, give you email and permission to contact them, click next, and that, my friends, is what really should be an eye-opener for you. And I'll tell you why. Because at that very moment in time, automatically a 9-month-long drip email campaign is being deployed. Now, obviously not if you're trying to do this yourself, but if you use this street text solution, this is where the power comes. It's you, your brand, your personality, you getting in front of them. And I'm going to go through this funnel in a second, but all I want to let you know is that this is the ticket. Automatically say hi, and I'll show you a quick example. As you enter the address, as you enter the email, in the background, you're getting this automatic introduction that really helps them solidify that this is a real person connecting with them, that you're coming from education, you're coming from service and contribution and value. And that is everything when you interrupt someone's Facebook newsfeed, because the top of funnel is so much different than traditional lead gen. They're not looking for you. You just interrupted that feed. I call it digital door knocking. And it's really beautiful to acknowledge that you get this fresh opportunity for a relationship with that person. Okay? Now, this person who wants to go in more can tell you a little bit about their home details, like, hey, new kitchen, updated, whatever they'd like to put or not there. But that is an awesome feature, so that will automatically collect into your dashboard. And good, needs a bit of work, needs a lot of work. When do you want to sell? Immediately? 1 to 3 months? Within 6 months? Just curious? Refinancing. I find a lot of people will say just curious, but guess what? That's a defense mechanism. Okay? They don't know who you are yet. Remember, let's go back to the ad itself. They're just randomly scrolling. They weren't paying attention to the little tiny picture of you in the corner. And they were just attracted to wanting to know the value of their home. So that's something you really want to solidify in the back of your mind. So as they come in there and they click next, this is kind of where the idea of, this is my brand. This is where they can read a Facebook review. This is where they can pull in the phone number and name for that lead. That activates the text message. And they can even schedule an appointment. And so at that moment, guys, an automated text would pop out. And this would actually allow you to choose a local phone number, the street text solution, and with your own area code. So I'm from the Bay Area. Let's say I chose 408. Now, automatically, as that seller lead submits their phone number, boom, a text message comes out and it says, hey Marcus, this is Julie. I work with Linnea. I see you're interested in your home value. Is there anything specific about your home that may affect its value? i.e. updates. Now this person would be like, yeah, new siding, windows, fireplace, flooring, IKEA kitchen and bathroom, 4-car garage, shop with 220 volts, and a car lift, waterfront, and its own bone dock, fresh paint inside. I mean, come on. You get a response like this, you are excited as a realtor. Thanks, Marcus. I will work on it now, because now you've got the details. They're eager and ready to talk to somebody. They've already spoken to your assistant, aka Julie, your AI bots, and that's how your conversation begins. Now, in the meantime, here's the background. the email just landed in their inbox, and they're going and they're meeting you.
Hello. You are looking for your home value? And I am on it. My name is Linnea Carver, and before I get started, I wanted to check and see if there are any improvements that you've made to your home or to the property, any upgrades that I can't see online. If so, just reply to this email with any of the details. It will be important to know those to ensure that the report I'm working on for you is a fair assessment. If you want to get to know me, just follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. The links are below. So anyway, I'm going to get to work. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.
So that just goes to show you the power of video, right? Authentic, genuine video to make the introduction, to come from service and value. And the beauty behind Street Text, it doesn't stop with the intro. There's a 9-month-long drip campaign, and there's so much opportunity to just put your brand all over it with video integration, and similarly within the text message sequences. And that's the key. As you're developing know, like, and trust, as you have all these nice touch points, they're getting to know you, they're getting to like you, and over time, these beautiful conversations turn into appointments. So I just want to reiterate that it's just understanding the quadrant in this way. Simply speaking, it's not just these type of ads. It's ads that you can build leveraging systems like Canva, where you can take an architectural sound image of your particular market area. Let's say we're talking about Fort Worth here. Here's a beautiful home. You got the Fort Worth stockyards with the bulls and a nice little landmark. Beautiful idea to split test these type of ads against the map, against, this is the A/B test, right? I'm gonna use this image and try it versus this image using the same exact copy. And that will really be driven home as you get to experience and collaborate within the Street Text community. Here's an amazing ad. I love this ad so much because it's been on since 2020. It's 2022, guys. It's been on for 2 years. There's 102 comments, 23 shares, 258 social likes on it. Your ad can run indefinitely if you understand the power of social. And that's another subject altogether. Once you've split tested, once you've A/B tested, once you've gone out and launched that ad, this ad can be predictable for you day in and day out as the market goes up, as the market goes down, right? In 2 years, a lot has happened, and this ad continues to crush it. And it's because it's relevant to that particular area. And she's really good at responding to the comments. Facebook pushes up organically, and you're getting a lot of free leads that you're not even paying for. Trust me, it's beautiful. And all 258 of those likes have the full names that she can personally message and create conversations with. So that's a whole nother opportunity to unleash the lead generation floodgates. Okay? So simply said, guys, we're going to go back to the ad creative number 1. Ad copy number 2, split testing and A/B testing. That is the quadrant of lead generation. All I want you to do is activate the 7-day free trial. Now, the free trial, the only thing that it costs you is any advertising spend that you would want to try on Facebook. And I trust me when I say you have a guide, someone there ready that's going to say, guess what? Don't just launch any ad. We have the perfect opportunity for you to really get in there and test and drive home the seller lead generation formula. And that, by the way, you guys, requires you to have your own domain. So we have to set up your domain to unlock that, so that as people go into that formula from the ad itself into the congruency of the ad image on the seller side, Linnea Carver Group on the bottom, that allows you to capture the seller information dynamically just like this. And that, my friend, will unlock the seller lead generation formula that you've been looking for. Thank you so much for coming today. And if you have any questions whatsoever about this entire experience, please send an email to support@streettext.com. And I look forward to meeting you at our weekly masterminds. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day. Start that trial right now, and someone will be in touch with you shortly. Thank you.